I. Oh god, I have to put that in. Please hold. Your call is important to us. Please hold.
We need to just have like some sort of little sub where we could just push the button for that. Just play some like crappy 80s esque. Yeah, hold.
Yeah, no, okay.
But don't we have like a music bot or something we can use?
We do. I just never gotten around to actually finding what's it called, free to use music which won't get us sued.
I might
Yeah,
have
that could get
It's
handy.
surprisingly difficult to find.
It is.
Who wants to take the reins on the recap?
We went to this bathhouse to get us and our things washed because, oh dear God, we started talking theater.
Indeed.
Then headed out to the inn, and pretty much everybody got their own room, I think.
Most people did get a room, yes, indeed.
But that was pretty much the big.
I think there's one individual right now without a room, but that's also because he was not here for the session. So that makes sense.
Does said individual even need a room?
Yes. Yes, you think so?
I mean, if he wanted one, I'm certain like William would have probably invited him to like into his room.
yeah, you can figure that out as you wish. That's okay. But if I know it correctly, Edgar and Barras, you two have your own room, permanent one. Verin got room 403, William 504, Gurakoro 503, and Virgil got 505. Correct?
Yeah, that sounds right.
That does sound correct, yes.
It should be correct because I got those numbers off of the
I was about to say-
video.
I was gonna say I knew that number
Well,
would be correct, so
just
I wrote it down.
I think William also took the advice from what he's from. I think he was given advice to hide his that when he's asleep, while he's sleeping, to hide his equipment, so people won't steal it in the night. So he's
Oh
gonna
yeah,
try and hide it.
off of the rumors of cleaners
Yeah,
stealing. Yeah.
yeah. So he's going to hide his equipment until the morning.
Okay, could you tell me where he hides it?
Okay, so he's a rogue. So as a rogue, he would probably know from his uncle the best places to hide things. So he would like
look for any sort of loose cupboards and sort of like look for any like hiding any like places where he knows people won't look, like if there are any like loose floorboards or even or he just or like well he's not going to hide it under the bed obviously.
Sure. Give me, I'll call that an investigation check.
Any sort of very unnoticeable hiding spaces. Is a very look at how dumb my boy is. 15.
15. I'll say you kind of go through the process of where would I look, and then start thinking outside of that. You feel fairly confident that you find a decent hiding spot for whatever you want to hide. Yeah.
He's just gonna like shove his backpack in the hiding place.
Absolutely.
Like, It's like because his backpack is like comically packed, so he just sort of like shoves it in, like sort of skids as he does it,
Mhm.
and then afterwards he goes to bed in his like pocketed coat, doesn't like change out into pajamas or anything, and just sleeps in that.
I was just about to say, time-wise, we are like just off the. Well, William had a ham sandwich at least. He wanted bacon, but they didn't have bacon, so he got a ham sandwich. So it's like just past dinner-ish.
He's like he's the type. If it's like dinner time, he's not gonna sleep, but he's just gonna be sitting on the bed, just sort of kicking his legs.
Letting time pass, basically.
Yeah. If anyone wants to knock on his door,
Yeah. As to which, what are the rest of you guys up to? I do remember who was in Gurako's room. It was Gurakoro, Virgil, Verin, and William, I think.
At least those four, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember specifically I had a dagger thrown at me, and then
Oh,
afterwards he
that's
went to
right.
bed.
We figured out knives go through magic walls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
knives do
Forgot
go
about
through magic walls.
No, you didn't
Well, that magic
throw
wall.
it. You cast it.
Yeah, you cast it. You cast a knife. So what's the rest of the crew up to then, right now? Having split from
Edgar
Gurako's room.
is Aiden is going to go rent a room for himself.
Okie dokie. You saw everyone give 3 silver coins.
Okay. I'm going to just use the money here.
And you get room 601.
Is there a chair in the room?
What was what was William's number again?
Williams in 504. And yes, indeed, the rooms are really small. They do, however, fit a a single bed, a small dresser. The rooms are for travelers, so you're not expected to have a lot of things to put away. But there's the bed, a small dresser, and a small table with a small desk. It's not something you would sit down at and write a novel, because god, that would kill both your back and you'd have no space to leave a cup of coffee or tea or any drink. It's that small, but it is something.
I'm just gonna move the chair so that when I sit on it, it's facing the door, and just gonna stay stand sitting on the chair.
Sounds good. Anyone else?
Well,
Could William take out? I know William's still in it. Could he take out his brew supplies and see whether he can? If there's any, if he can. I don't know if he can make anything. I've got rations. I'm gonna try and brew some. I want to try and brew some new stuff.
Sure, we'll get to that soon.
Hello?
Gurakuro was
Okay.
saying.
Oh, I was muted. Fuck.
Gurakuro, you were saying.
that Gurakuro feels quite fatigued after after casting the anti-magic wall yesterday. So after everyone has left his room, he's going to take some notes and check his notes on who cast what spell during the encounters in the sewers, and make sure everything's prepared. And then he's going to use his last spell slot to cast alarm, so that there is a protection around the room, so that if anyone enters, it will make an alarm basically, and it's going to be sound based, so that if someone enters, it will make a sound like a ringing bell.
In your brain or audible?
Audible.
Audible, okay.
So
Okay.
after we'd get to our rooms, Edgar would go to Barris and say, "Listen, we're getting quite close to rent, and Cyril has got quite a bad month, so we need to figure something out."
Yeah. George told me about it. Hopefully this job with the Arkham ones will pay us something.
I sure hope so. If not, we'll have to sweet talk George. I hope he's up for it.
George will go easy on me. He loves me.
We'll see. I just hope we find something. I would really not like to lose this place.
Me neither.
Okay. Anyone else up to something before they sleep?
Oh,
Uh,
William's brew, but
Yep. Please hold.
oh well.
Virgil would probably be in his room reviewing his notes on the identification ritual because he does not have that one yet, and probably writing a few things about the wall and interactions. And then before he turned in, he would take the chair from. I'm assuming, does the door to the room open inward?
They do open inwards, yes.
Okay, yeah, he's gonna do the classic jam the chair under the door
Yeah,
handle
yeah.
trick.
The one you see in the movies all the time.
Yep.
Sounds on point, yeah. How exactly does Virgil take notes on the identification spell?
Well, I'm assuming Guru wasn't letting me get a look at his spellbook at the time, so it'd be more about any gestures or incantations that were used during it, or any like written diagrams or patterns that were made, if there were any.
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
That's the thing I've just realised. We have two wizards in this party.
Yep.
You could probably share spell books if you wanted.
A 7. Wow! +7 and to a 16 Arcana. And that's a strong
Damn.
ass check. So, just going through it in your head, the process that Gurakuro went through, you're very well aware that the different wizards have different incantations, different hand gestures, different activation words, the whole lot. But uh, drawing upon a bit of inspiration from that, I'm gonna take off a bit of the gold cost for whenever you go ahead and try to actually copy the spell.
Oh, neat.
What's the actual gold cost for copying a spell? Is it like 50 gold per spell level, I think?
Yeah. Hold on. It might.
Yeah, and then
I think
half that
it's
if it's depending
Half,
on what your
yeah.
school is.
Yeah.
right.
So we will. I'll just knock off a solid 10 gold from the cost.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. It doesn't. It's not any cheaper for me. It's just a lot faster.
Oh yeah, right from that, yeah.
Yep.
But because of already taking a moment to, with basic materials, just write down your thoughts on how Gurakuro did it and taking inspiration from that, leading into how could I do it, you're gonna save a bit of gold on that.
Awesome.
Congratulations. Okay, and let's go to, unless someone else has anything, we'll go to William. Okay, you said you currently have rations on you, correct?
I do have a few rations, and I have rations in my pocket, and I've separated rations between. I've got 7 rations in my backpack, and 3 rations in my pocketed coat.
Okay. And in your actual little, well, basically a few pound keg, I'm not sure how
Brew
many.
supplies.
Yeah, basically, it's that small little keg you tried to brew something in with a bit of
It's like
strawberries in.
the size I imagine my kegs like the kegs like a small sort of like craft beer sort of thing. It's not big. It's something that you just like. It's part of the brewer's supplies, I imagine.
Yeah, it's just one of those small kegs. Like if we compare it, it could be a jug, but it has a lid, so it is technically a keg. You know?
It's a makeshift keg.
Yeah,
I would imagine.
it's really small for experimentation. So there's still like a small layer on the bottom of it from your previous brew, which you could use for like because that has a lot of the strawberry flavor still from your previous brew. You could either empty that out or keep it to flavor whatever you try to brew next.
I think he's trying to experiment. He's gonna keep the what's still in there, the small little thing that's still in there, and he's gonna try and like mix in some of like the berries from his ration pack.
Sounds good. I imagine you go down to the bar and ask for just water.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take away 1 copper as George goes ahead and fills up your little keg with water. You know,
Okay.
it's an inn. Even water's not free. He's got to make his money.
I imagine this isn't like the like normal like tap water, because tap fresh water is actually rather hard to come by in medieval times.
Well, they've got a quote unquote communal well there around here, so you can go there and fill up buckets of water for a really low price. So at least in this town, water is fairly easy to come by, but it's always at a cost. A low cost, but at a cost.
Yep. So he takes that water, sort of pours it in his little jug, and sort of like gets whatever berries and bits of maybe and sort of sprinkles it in, and sort of like shakes it. Uses the little pipes and the pipes the siphon pipes that he has with the brewer's supplies, sort of like tinkering with them.
Yeah.
Do I have to make any sort of roll?
Yeah, I'm thinking, give me
I'm,
a survival check. Would that be perhaps?
yeah, I think it would be
And
17.
and go ahead and roll me a 1d4. Okay. Uh, you imagine it's going to take at least a full day before any kind of fermentation process begins, because you go through the process in your head, how long it usually takes, but you've got that bit in the bottom of the keg which already is partially fermented, or actually quite a bit fermented, seeing how it's sprayed out all over the place. So giving it at least a full day, it should start fermenting, and on top of that, you imagine eh, 3, maybe 4 days, and it will be drinkable at least.
Okay. He sort of like looks at it, sort of does like a nod, and then sort of how is this room built for medium-sized creatures or small creatures?
It is predominantly built for medium-sized creatures.
Ah,
So for you, it's, even though it would be cramped, this is fairly spacious for you.
he sort of happily, after doing that, he happily like places the keg back, like moves to where he's hidden his backpack, places the keg neatly down, pats it with his hand, like there. Sleep now, sleep, my precious. Soon you will be alcohol. And then he goes on the bed, does like a happy little hop on the bed, and then sort of flops down to have a nice sleep, to have a nice long rest after the long day he's had.
Okay. Anyone else want to do anything before you sleep? Now's the time.
Mm,
I'm going to take out the mushrooms that are in my pouch
Uh-huh.
and see if I can somehow crush them to make a powder of them.
Absolutely. You don't have a pestle and mortar, but I'm gonna allow you to try and crush them in your hands because that's doable. Uh, the
Okay.
mushrooms still seem fairly lively, like they do actually have a life of their own, wriggling about. It's like, mm, you know how a bundle of worms would wiggle about in your hand? That's what you're feeling, pretty much.
I'm going to take a pinch of the what is almost a powder, just smashed, and throw it in a torch. I believe there is one, something that's making light in the room.
Yeah, there's a small lantern in each room, an open style lantern, not with the glass sides, because well, you are indoors anyways. So
Yeah. See what happens if when it burns. If it has any interesting reactions.
okay, so let me get this straight. You're uh, powdering up a bit of the mushrooms and tossing it into the lantern fire. Yes.
Yes.
Right. That's a sentence I didn't imagine myself saying ever. I love it. Uh, Go ahead and roll me just a straight D20. 8. You go ahead and powder up a bit of the mushrooms and throw it into the lantern fire, and like a small explosion, the spore dust and actual dust from the mushroom. What's the actual word for it? I don't know. Like the
Oh,
huh?
no, is it mushroom cloud? Might be
Well,
spores.
no, there's the actual spores, right? But if you grind something up, it kind of gets into a dust, you know.
Yeah,
So
so it's like
from the actual quote unquote flesh of the mushroom, you turn that as well as the spores into a fine dust, throw it into the open flame, and a small explosion happens. Nothing big, but uh,
mhm.
quite quite spectacularly. The flame goes woof for just a moment and then goes back to burning as normal.
It was also a small amount, so I'm going to take note that it's somewhat incendiary.
Uh, well, just like how I'm not sure.
With a proper delivery system, it can
You
make a
you
bigger
could
fire
you
and more
could
amounts.
imagine, yeah, you could imagine. I'm not sure your character would know it, but it's just like how wheat powder or wheat dust
Yes.
explodes, kind of like that, but on a lesser level.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay. Was anyone else trying to say something, or was that my imagination?
No, I was trying to say that I would like to procure some rations. So
Down
from
in
the
the
innkeeper.
You go down to currently at the bar, as most evenings is George. He gives you a nod and somewhat raises an eyebrow as he's fairly busy pouring ale after ale and just dishing them out, taking money. And it's like, yeah, what you want? Come on, right now.
Could I have 5 pounds of rations, please?
Get back to me in the morning, please.
I will do.
Thank you. And
Good
he just
night.
gets back to pouring beers and just gives you a quick wave. It's quite noticeable that during the time you guys went up and tried the effect of the collar tip, the place has gotten fairly busy and a bit rowdy.
We got in before the rush.
You could say that, yeah. Okay, so everyone gonna take a fairly early evening then.
To be fair, we kind of earned an early night. We did just
Yeah, a few of you kind of died.
Only a little bit.
Only a little
Just
bit.
slightly. One of us only went down twice. I'm sure it was very bad for him.
Okay, in that case, everybody go ahead and press that fancy button on their character sheet which says a long rest. And yes, this is indeed a comfortable rest because you are in what you perceive to be a safety.
Remember, you have to tap it twice to confirm it.
Yes, you do.
I am now fully rested. Also, the obligatory question: when people take a long rest, do we level up?
Nope.
Okay, good.
I knew that was coming. You do.
Someone had to ask the question.
Yeah. You do in fact not level up.
Oh.
But we have achieved so much.
You've killed a couple of mushrooms. Yay!
We
Come
did.
so
We
far.
played Super Mario.
And we saved a
Uh,
couple. We can say we did one good thing.
Woo!
A good thing.
Okay. Who would like to roll me a d20?
I
Okay,
will. Sure.
Mo will. Roll it.
6.
Amazing! Verin, could you go ahead and roll me a 1d... wait, what did I write for this? Please hold one moment. Your call is important to us. Please hold. Uh, a 1d... D11, if you can do that.
yeah, you can type it
Would
out.
I just type
Yeah, just type like slash
D10
or
plus 1
1D.
or
Uh, yeah, no, just slash roll 1d11, and it should do it.
Like that, but with a slash.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, 10. Okay, thank you. So, the night, even though it's fairly rowdy downstairs, to those who know, you know, happy hour has begun. It's a lot. But being fairly exhausted, all of you do get a proper night of rest. For some, it might have been the most proper night of resting in a long while. And for some, it might just be another night. You all wake up rested. Verin, however, first thing you notice is your backpack being opened and quite obviously rifle through. However, on top of that, you also notice a female gnome holding what looks like your starter kit of torches, just sleeping there with them in their hand.
Excuse me.
Huh? Yeah. Huh?
Who are you? Why are you here? And why did you go through my bag? Also, why are you sleeping with my torches? And I take them back because that's dangerous.
Why are you in my room?
I was given this room by the barkeep.
No, no, no. This is my room.
Which number?
Uh, uh 404?
This is 403.
Shit! Shit!
Considering
Fuck!
it's just
Shit!
one off, I'm sure it
Fuck! Shit!
happens.
Fuck! And they just stand up and like kind of pat down their clothes and head out the door.
I just not like roughly, but can I just hook him by the collar? Like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure you didn't take any of my things. I don't have that much.
Okay. Sure. Right.
I'm not like, like holding. Is he like pulling against the?
No, she's kind of both continuing to walk forwards, as well as that moment when someone touches around your throat, how you just recoil backwards and start talking like this.
Ah,
Yeah, it's
that.
basically that.
So yes, I go ahead and release him. Are all my things in my pack?
Morning. Yes. I think so. Where the fuck's my wallet? And they start going through their own pockets, taking out a couple of coins, and they're like, "Okay, all's here. Good, good, good. Good morning." And they start heading towards the door again.
And then all the stuff in my pack. If I give it a riffle, it's all my stuff there.
Give me an investigation check. You you take a quick moment to look through, and yeah, everything seems to be there.
I don't have that much.
Apart from obviously the starter kit of torches, which
Yeah.
you're now holding instead.
Yes. So that's good. Yes, I stuffed those back in to
Okay.
the pack, and yeah, seal that off.
Everything seems to be there.
That's a way to wake up.
You're welcome. Anyone doing anything this morning before heading downstairs, or?
Well, William obviously gets his backpack out to
Yeah.
sort of. William gets his backpack out, sort of. When he gets up, does like a morning's. Someone who's like who's like when they get up is always like annoyingly chipper. William is annoyingly chipper this morning.
I don't know if you consider it canon, but I imagine William every morning doing that morning gymnastic routine to just, limber up all the muscles and,
Yeah, yes, he would do that.
In some countries it's on the radio, in some countries
Yeah.
it's on the TV.
It's on
They keep
TV.
a stretch, and then you pull the leg, and then you tip your hat to your neighbor.
It's canon. You tip your hat to the neighbor.
Edgar makes him his
And
usual
then he
character.
like as instead of like, he gets his backpack, gets like his coat on, and kicks open the door in like, "Good morning, everybody."
Into an empty hallway.
Yep, yeah, not even that.
That's about right.
If you're on the fifth floor, you probably hear a door being kicked open and the cheerful voice going, "Good morning, everybody." Anyways, Edgar, you were trying to say?
Yeah, Edgar makes himself the usual breakfast, which is bread and honey.
No, no, you don't. Breakfast already made.
No, he always makes himself
Uh,
some
it,
breakfast
it's
on the side.
it's already made.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's always there, but he just takes a piece of bread and some honey
Does
and
it
he's
himself,
happy.
anyways. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be right back. One moment.
Oh dear.
There. So sorry about that. I heard the door opening and it was just my mom coming home. So all is fine.
So you're
Always
not
good to double
getting
check.
swatted.
That'll happen.
Yeah. Already getting swatted. We're so famous. We're getting swatted. Oh god. Okay, so you make your own breakfast even though it's already prepared as per usual. Anyone else?
I think William just heads downstairs and asks how much the breakfast is.
We'll get
Like,
to that.
he walks downstairs like kicking. There's probably like some people like lying on like the tables already like hung over on the table on like some of the tables. He goes, "Oh, how much for a? I'm in the mood for some breakfast. What do we? How much is it today?"
There is indeed a few people still at their tables from last night. Some mostly asleep, trying to sober up a little bit. Some are still deep into drinking. And we'll get to that in just a moment. Verin, we're trying to say?
I was just after a moment of getting her head on straight and waking up after sleepy pyromaniac. No, she goes downstairs and after William goes and orders breakfast.
Um,
Or rather,
William
expect
would
price.
sort of give like an enthusiastic wave to Veron. Hello. Are you doing
Hello.
good today?
I had an interesting wake up call.
Ah, how's that?
The gentleman found his way into the wrong room. He was in the next door over, but
that
wound up
happened.
sleeping with my torches. I don't know. Knocked them out of my pack, but who knows?
Who sleeps with torches?
I don't know. It's very unsafe. I mean,
I,
just one little spark.
it's not. I. It's not really very defensible though. And he takes out like a dagger. I sleep with my dagger.
I don't wave that around.
As you're waving your dagger around for a moment, you see a few eyes shoot over at you, and you get the sense like they're judging you very, very harshly right now at the sight of the dagger.
William, you want to keep
And
that.
I looks at him and
with you.
goes, "Oh, it's a dagger. I know how to use these things. Okay." And
William,
like puts it back.
You hear what, like, just before you put it back, you hear one older dwarf just bark out, "Put that thing away!"
That's very rude, my good sir. Maybe you should think about saying please next time.
Maybe you think about your fucking please before you play fucking... fuck... And he just pukes all over the desk.
Oh, dear, are you okay?
William,
You
I
need
think you
help?
should just do what he says and put the knife away.
William's already put the knife away ages ago. He's like,
Okay.
looks at me. Are you okay?
He's just puking his brains out right now.
He
He's-
pats the guy on the back, like totally disregarding he's just being insulted. Yeah,
Give,
they don't
gi-
have.
give me
They
a
don't
quick...
have.
Yeah, give me a quick insight check.
17.
Yeah, it's... As you're giving this older dwarven dude a pat on the back, it's noticeable he's feeling reassured, like someone's taking care of him despite who he is. You see him on the edge of tearing up for a moment.
Yeah. Or I'm certain you'll get by at some point. Something will come up.
And just breaks out into tears for a moment.
How much was the breakfast? I don't know.
You never
Just
got
out
a
of
price.
character. Okay.
Oh.
He just sort of pats this like dwarf on the back going, there. Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. What are the rest of you up to?
Baron is wondering how she has gotten herself from one predicament to the next to the next. And yeah, goes to check on the price of breakfast.
Would me and Edgar like have breakfast up in our room, or do we still go down? I
Well,
think you said there's no kitchen up there.
you guys do have a small kitchen upstairs, yes. Edgar does prepare himself a sandwich with honey. There is one on the table. So you could either grab your breakfast upstairs or take it and head downstairs, whichever you'd like.
If there's breakfast already, yeah, I'll grab it. Head downstairs.
Sure.
Virgil probably woke up to the next door over getting kicked open.
Yes.
So once he has taken some time to put himself together in the morning, he's not a morning person. It's a slow process. He will get himself downstairs after putting the chair back where it belongs.
As you come down, William enthusiastically waves at you.
Good morning, William. Baron.
The moment
Morning.
William turns to wave to Virgil, this older dwarfen fella just clings on to William and sobbing hugs him.
Like, William just like, it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, it's already been an interesting morning.
So I can see. You know what? Is there anything for breakfast?
I was about to ask.
So as Verin asks, there is indeed breakfast available, but
Yeah.
George doesn't really elaborate, sort of expecting what level of breakfast do you want. He doesn't say it, but it's like from his gesturing and just general body language, it's obvious that he's at a having a bit of trouble figuring out your
I'm strange,
budget.
child.
Figuring out
It
both your
seemed more
budget and
asked
all.
like more what do you want than there's a set price.
Kind of, yeah. Like, sort of, are you expecting something grand? Are you expecting just something to get you through towards lunch? Like, it's a mix of signals of, I don't know what you want.
There's something simple, bacon and eggs.
Me and Edgar got sandwiches, but I think we did warn you about eating here.
I mean, I'm a halfling, so I would usually go extravagant, but I think just a normal breakfast would be good.
That was just garbled static. Fine.
I said
No, I heard it.
that. Oh,
Yeah, I heard
Yeah,
it
it's
okay
breaking up
as
a
well.
lot.
Every now and then it does, yeah.
sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So George
Oh,
looks
you're doing
at.
it too now.
Am I?
Oh, it's just for you
I
then.
think it might be your end.
Try
Yeah.
to reconnect then, Mo. Sometimes Discord does what Discord wants.
Sometimes
And let's
it's
hope it works better now.
Yeah, maybe it's better.
Uh, so George kind of shoots you a glance, William. Raises an eyebrow, seeing like the whole process you're going through right now, and he's like, "Okay, so basic breakfast hold you
I
to
don't.
the
I don't. He
yeah."
like looks down the door. I don't really know how I got into this situation either.
Oh, that's fine. Whatever. It's okay. It's okay. Just tell him it's okay. It's fine. We don't blame him. Accidents happen. It's okay. Just keep telling him that. That's fine. Breakfast. Keep you to lunch. Yeah, we can throw something together. About 8 copper a person or so. We'll throw together. Fuck, what do you like? A piece of bread, some bacon, maybe. Ah, shit, we ran out of bacon. Sorry.
William just like throws him a gold piece and say, just do all of us with whatever
Yeah,
you
whatever you have.
like. He throws like a gold piece.
He catches the gold coin and is like, to 7 people. Yeah, we'll throw something together. It'll take a bit, but
I mean,
not everyone's here anyways. It's fine.
we don't actually have a timetable to head to this tower thing that they mentioned. He like looks at Bert, right? Were you given like a timetable on when to
I'm
go
And
back?
as you're speaking, the dwarf clinging on to you literally grabs you by the collars and is like,
I killed a load of mushrooms yesterday. It. I don't. I don't really know how to help you with that. I mean, if you're going to, if you're sad, you don't need to be. If you really are sorry about what you did, the best thing you can do is get on with your life and try and be a better person.
he passes out. Both head into the table.
Ouch.
He just sort of shakes his head. Just sort of like gently puts him away, like pats him again, and like just walks over to the rest of the group.
Rare to see a dwarf give that.
Okay, Edgar comes down by this time.
Yeah, so Edgar comes down, like pretty much the moment after hearing the loud thud of a dwarf's head hitting a table.
Indeed. Good morning, people.
William gives another enthusiastic wave. Hello.
Hello. Slept well?
Yes, comfortable. This place has very comfortable beds for its price rate. If I'm gonna give it 5 stars on Yelp.
Out of how many?
I don't know. I don't know how it works. There was just a guy mentioned it while I was mentioned it. Like there's this thing called a holiday. Just a guy named Yelp just made is like sort of like rates holiday places or something. I don't know.
He must be quite loud.
He is very loud.
Well, at least we've got breakfast on the way. Figure things out from here.
Do we have, and he looks back and forth and goes, anyway, the tower thing. We need to go to the towers today? Is there a timetable for that?
I mean, that's the best course of action I can come up with. They didn't really give me a whole lot of information about what to do once I'd gathered all of you. So
Yeah, I have no clue we have no clue what we're doing, honestly. All we have as leads is a collar thingy of he looks around thinking, I have no significance whatsoever. He says very loudly.
Oh no.
Cracker also comes down.
It is that this thing is of no significance other than our mission and is not of any importance culturally
William,
or
William,
as such.
William,
William, please.
Well, it's
What?
lucky the inn is almost empty.
Who was that? We can't tell them. We can't tell them. We have to think.
I know. So shh.
Ah.
John.
Okay.
Just as William is saying this very loudly, Grakro comes down and hears what he's saying.
Also wearing it.
Yes.
Like, very, very loud because he realizes we. Sorry, I was just
Yes.
thinking because we're in like a dive bar. We shouldn't be, you know. No, he like looks back at the bartender and realizes, no offense. Sorry.
What? I'm kind of
Like,
busy. What? Drinks?
oh, it's nothing.
Okay. And he turns back into the kitchen and starts continuing to prepare stuff.
But knowing that the item is very valuable, I don't think I would wear it in public. Is it like visible completely, or is it like hidden, worn?
Unless you wear something over what would cover like your collar area, it's just right there.
I
However,
mean,
it is just a chain.
not really. It doesn't really look as important as it is.
And Barris wasn't there, so I will ask, what did the story turn out to be with that thing?
Oh, William just sort of whispers, "It's some holy relic."
Really?
You know,
What was it doing in the sewer?
I have no idea what it was doing in the sewer. Frankly, the fact that it was in a sewer under the prison brings so many questions as what that prison was or who was in there originally.
If you come with me to my elder, maybe he can answer some of your questions.
I thought we were going to the tower first because we have a job.
Whatever it is, I hope it pays well. Some of us have to actually work for a living.
I'd like to get back home quick. I don't know if they ever sent that letter out.
Where do you live, Emily?
Do it.
What?
Sorry, I didn't hear it.
I said, William said, where do you actually live, Varen?
I'm sorry, I cut out in the middle.
He's wondering where you live.
Oh. Sorry, Yankee old headphones, they skip out.
Sorry.
Just a few miles away from the town. Well, maybe not just a few, a while away.
I live, my town's quite a ways away as well. Dalemead. Have you heard of it? It's oh,
If you're from or have lived in the town of Repentance, you have either heard of Dale Mead, but mostly as a drink.
So I suppose it's more like way outskirts than
see, I see.
really close.
My home's pretty famous. I'm not gonna lie. It makes pretty good beer and
That's,
pie, but no
that's
one really
probably the name
talks.
that I hear more for the alcohol.
Nobody really talks about the pie aspect of our town. We make the best pies.
I just like to get home and let my family know where the heck I am.
So your family don't know where you are?
I don't know if they do. I was here with a caravan and then fell snatched up, and now here I am. It would be nice to let them know where I am, because I don't
William
think they
just sort
know.
of like looks down and nods. Yeah, that would make sense. I don't really. I left on my own volition. Big party, actually. Big party. So, bunting and there was what's the word? Celebration. There was like a big cake, but it wasn't. It was like yeah.
And it's just at this moment that breakfast is brought out. To drink, you all get a. As you take a sip, it's got a slight alcoholic amount to it, but not enough to mention in a official setting because it's just a bit of alcohol in it, not enough to get drunk or even tipsy. Got a bit of a citrusy taste to it. You're not sure, is it towards the grape kind of citrusy feeling or orange, or is it actually lemon? Huh, you're not. eh, Your mind goes between these through citrusy fruits. You can't really pinpoint it. Um, Actually, to eat, you get two whole loaves of bread to split between you, a few slices of ham, some very, very thin slices of cheese, some lettuce, some tomato, actually, even a bit of asparagus sauteed in salt. And your base, it's basically make your own sandwich kind of style.
William starts like scarfing a good chunk of it down, being stereotypical halfling. So we still haven't decided where we're going.
Well, I was waiting for. I think we're still missing a couple people.
We're missing the armored guy and the who else are we missing? We're missing the armored guy, Porn Lady Veren's here. You are, Virgil's here. We got the
And as he's
dwarf and
speaking, I'm going down the stairs.
You all hear the heavy footsteps of down the stairs as Aiden comes down. And I do think Barris is downstairs, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
I just go, I see where they are sitting and sit by them. are we going to register the magic item we found? It's important that we do so.
Well, that seems as good a place as any to go next. I don't actually know what the project I've been assigned to is about. So, unless we
Oh,
want to.
maybe we should
And
all go find out.
to be fair, the fact that we have been assigned, we also have been technically assigned to the same mission that we don't know anything about, is kind of worrying to me as well.
I wouldn't say so much assigned as drafted to, but
It's a quest assigned, grafted, told to go to place. It's kind of I all the same thing,
We've
really.
been conscript.
we're all pretty much in the same position here.
Quite a
More or
positive
less.
outlook on life.
Right. So, that
Thank you.
uh, I suppose that leaves us with either the artifact or going to consult the people that told me to come and gather you.
We know what the artifact is, and currently it's in the hands of an official member of the church that it belongs to. I've realised I have again splurted out the fact that we have an ancient artifact in the middle of a bar in the slums.
What if you refer
Maybe
to it as the thingy?
That we'll call it the thingy. We'll call it the thingy.
As you're talking, you all notice George kind of look past a corner with a raised eyebrow, like, huh? Just shakes his head and gets back to whatever he was doing.
We need to. So the thingy is currently with someone who is part of the order that it belongs to. So currently, we're not really committing any crime with it still being here. I think the most pressing issue is actually finding out what the flip we're supposed to be doing.
Well,
I've been sent to gather everyone here because I was given a mission to investigate some corruption supposedly that's been happening in the woods south of Repentance.
But you knew about this all along.
Yes,
Why
And
didn't you say anything previously? We've all been wondering what the flip we've been doing for the past day.
this is generally how things go here.
and why did they choose us to do this?
I would imagine the same reason anyone chooses a bunch of no named low lifes,
Right, because we're expendable.
expendable, and also semi experienced.
Or anonymous.
To be fair, yeah.
maybe it's time to get our rations and get going.
Ah, yes. William takes like a big swig of this it's a screwball, isn't it? It's like orange juice mixed with
No,
alcohol.
no. If anything, it is predominantly made of lemon with with a little bit of orange and a little bit of grapefruit just to throw you off. And other than the base for the taste, it's vodka. Yeah, it's vodka.
Vodka.
Yes,
Yeah,
we have it for breakfast.
I guess with our mission, sort of, we finally know what our mission is to go check out some thing in the woods. That the only our other business is to get that is to see that guy's boss. I think.
I mean, I was I was sent to gather people for Project A2. So if this is what that is, then I'm not sure we need to return to the towers.
Project A2. That is the most mechanical sounding name I've ever heard. Can they think of like a better name for a project? Like Project Phoenix.
Look, I didn't pick the name or the assignment. I just went where they told me.
I wasn't criticizing you. I'm criticizing I'm criticizing your organization's naming scheme.
I mean, the fair, yeah.
You guys are killing me.
Think of a better name than A2.
Well, it's probably for record keeping purposes, so it can be easily referenced later, or maybe not easily referenced, given that
Eh,
the people on it barely know what's going on.
Ah, yes, I've heard the Wizard Order is quite famous for its system of information keeping.
how should I know? I'm not a wizard. In fact, I think I'm the least magical out of all of you.
Well, the Order is very jealous of the wizards and their technique of keeping track of things. We should also become better at this.
Isn't your whole job to obfuscate the truth? That's what my Uncle Mac said.
Yes, but it's
I'm
never
just
mind.
William just looks up and goes, like he like looks up with like big like dinner plate like innocent child eyes.
Oh god, I'm dead. Right, so who wants to buy foodstuffs for travel?
Yeah,
I
Edgar,
can
get some
pitch in a little
rations.
bit.
I mean, I paid for breakfast, so I'm not really.
Yeah.
Okay, so who is buying? First of
I
all, tell me what you're buying and how much.
Well, I mean, I don't know how this situation with rations work, but I'm guessing that we buy a certain amount, or how does it work?
I mean, sure, there's like the basic rations, kind of like, you know, just dry foods. It's nothing good, but
dried meats, berry like Trek mix, Trex mix, like
uh,
salted
not
cracker
not
crumbs,
even that good.
trail mix.
like hardtack.
Yeah, so there's
Pemmican.
this yeah, oh, yeah. There's different stuff. So like you could buy bread, a bit of piece of chicken meat, cheese, beef, eggs. Tell me what you want to buy and bring for your travels.
Playing Oregon Trail right now.
So Edgar gets 2 loaves of bread and enough cheese for both.
Okay,
That
so
is
2 loaves of bread. Do you want it to be white bread or wheat bread? So like actual corn in it or just white bread?
Is there sourdough?
Uh, no, they sadly do not
Why?
have sourdough in here. In that case, white, so that's 2 silver per loaf, so that's 4 silver. And
Okay.
each loaf weighs 1 pound. So go ahead and add 2 1 pound loaves of white bread.
I've been thinking.
Okay,
Some
and a
salted
pound of
meats or
cheese.
something might be good.
Hey,
Wait, no.
we
Hold on. 1 pound of cheese, you said?
Yeah.
5 silver.
Okay.
I've been thinking this trip is going to take a while, isn't it? If we think about it.
Well, that's a good question. Exactly where are we going?
We're going to a forest, and considering getting here, I had to cross several miles of farmland. It's going to be quite a while before we reach this forest.
Well, the island isn't that big, I don't think. I don't think we're talking about like days of travel.
Still, I think it would be prudent for us to sort of. I think we should split up. A group of us go over to the to go with Girakokro to check out the weird ambient, and the other of us either procure a cart or some other means of like quicker transportation, or even just just flipping supplies for the more supplies for the journey.
Yeah, I would say the same, but it's a little bit hard. I mean, I don't know the setting enough to know how much and what is reasonable to buy, considering that we're in the city, and I don't know if the mission is to leave the city or stay in the city.
Well, he just said that it's to go to the forest, and the forest is probably outside of the city.
Ah, I misheard. Sorry. I thought he said I've mixed it up with the towers. So I'm a little bit confused.
That's
I-
okay.
We're going to go to what was his Aiden? It was Aiden or something.
Yeah.
Aiden said we're going to a forest to check out some what's its name? I don't remember.
What Aiden told you was basically something the deep forest.
So he's got William like goes, to be fair, actually, would William know where the deep forest is?
Yeah, probably.
Considering he's lived, he knows, like he lived
Most
on the island.
like
Like
most of the southern part of this island, apart from a few smaller coastal towns, not even villages, barely villages, like smaller settlements along the coast, most of this island to the south is just considered the southern deep forest, or the deep forest of the south, or the
Alright.
deep forest.
Does that
Uh,
mean
you've been in
Sorry.
it, like you've been partially into it when you did that thing with an animal.
yeah. Oh yeah, William goes, Chris, for Tailmead's like Tailmead used to border the forest. If you get forest.
Oh, also,
Dangerous place, full of
what
goodness knows what.
what we do need to do today also is return our prison clothes, or what they call
Yes.
Oh yeah, we do.
robes.
Yes. William sort of like goes through his like he. If I remember yesterday, he washed them, so he sort of like goes, okay, so
Yeah, it was one of those.
I would
I think we all
say
kind of snuck up.
considering the prison is in the leather workers is outside the leather workers district. I think the group who should procure the cart or some other like means of fast travel should should return the clothes first.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I don't have terribly much money for supplies after paying for the bathhouse.
That's a fair point. We could rent a cart, or sometimes you can you can earn money by trading. In fact, I'm planning to open a traveling tavern. That's one of my goals. So maybe we can earn some gold if we promise to trade a few things.
Okay, Edgar passes a gold and 25 silver to Virgil. That is for paying for my spy yesterday. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. How much was that? Sorry.
Gold 25.
So
I have
yeah.
I have he like goes through his bag. So I have 11 gold left.